Okay lads, so in this video we're talking about the makeshift rifle and the primal assault rifle. There's going to be two screenshots on screen right now. I'm going to break down the stats and then I'm going to compare them real in depthly and go through each stat individually and show you why, how, who, what, where, all them kind of questions are going to get answered. So by the end of the video, you're going to have a lot more information than you did when you clicked on the video. Starting off with the makeshift rifle, it has a DPS of 141.9, a damage per shot of 33, a fire rate of 4.3, a magazine size of 20, a reload time of 3, and a structure damage of 33. On the other hand, the primal rifle has a DPS of 206.25, a damage of 33, a fire rate of 6.25, a magazine size of 30, a reload time of 2.3, and then a structure damage of 33 again. Starting off with DPS, damage per second is actually higher in the primal rifle by 65 damage per second, meaning in 1 second the primal rifle can do an extra 65 damage. Now the con to this is it does have a lot more bloom because its fire rate is higher, but we'll get to that in a minute. What's common between both of these guns is the damage. They both shoot and do the same damage per bullet. So for every bullet you hit, you do 33. The only difference is the primal again has that faster fire rate. And it has a faster fire rate by about 2.0. And that's the primal that has the faster fire rate. And then on top of that, the primal holds more bullets by 10. Now that might not seem like a big difference, but when you're trying to beam someone and grief someone, that primal rifle can be clutch for beaming people. Obviously within a certain distance, because after a certain distance, if you're trying to beam, like I've noticed, like one ramp that's kind of holding up a build fight, it's just a GG with any of the guns other than the normal AORs that allow for 100% accuracy. So then it's down to your reload time, and the primal has a faster reload time of 0.7 seconds. I feel like that's a bit irrelevant unless, you know, you need to reload your primal, but I feel like if you were stressed to reload your AOR, it's only really for beaming someone, and you wouldn't be really trying to get one shot off on someone using the likes of a primal. But I guess, hey, it's good to know, it's good information. And then they both have the same structure damage, and that's because they both have the same damage per bullet, which is 33. Continuing on, this is kind of where the stats don't mean anything, so I'll probably just take them off screen. They might still be up for a minute. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit it, but I'm going to keep talking about the scenarios. Okay, the primal is very good in like a mid-tier range. By that I mean anything less than about 60 meters, you're good with the primal. It's so good. Now, the thing is, it's just its fire rate, man. Its fire rate is so good for that medium to close to medium range. That's where I would use it. It's very good for creeping up on a hill about 20 meters behind someone, and that's where it is at its peak. On the other hand, the makeshift rifle is about, I'd say you can probably use it up to about 80 meters. That's being honest, at tap firing. It does have a less bloom. It's very hard to notice, man. It's not really big. And I feel, to put it on scale, the makeshift and the primal have both the same bloom starting off. Okay, they both rest at the same. But when you go to max bloom with the makeshift and you go to max bloom with the primal's max bloom is way more than the makeshift. That's just off a sense of feel. I'm not too sure I can back that with stats. That's just how I feel. I've played the game for a shit ton, and that's what I know. Okay, and I also prefer to use the makeshift rifle because I know I can upgrade to a SCAR straight after it. You know, it's just a fat W. If you're not using the SCAR, I don't know what you're doing. Now, I did tamper a bit with stats and looking at the gold primal versus the gold SCAR and the purple primal versus the gold SCAR, or versus the purple SCAR. That's for a complete different video, boys. If you want that video, you can let me know down below in the comments just so I know that it's not a waste of my time, because I do a lot of research to go into these videos that, you know, could bring up certain questions and I know what I have to answer. So you're waiting for the end result. What's more overpowered? It depends what kind of player you are, and the results for these kind of videos always end in depending on what kind of player you are. The primal assault rifle is good for somebody who can literally be very close. So sneak up on someone, get within, ideally, man, for it to be at its peak about 30 meters from someone. So that's not too far away. So if you're within 30 meters of someone, you can beam the shit out of them and then just hop on top of them with a pump or a primal, but primal shotgun, you know, pump is where it's at, man. The pump, get on top of them. I know I made a video saying the primal's more overpowered, but it's been nerfed since then, and you just need to watch out and be careful. But moving on, the primal's very good in them close to medium ranges. The makeshift can go a bit further. Again, though, it only has those 20 shots. So you're going to hit about, honestly, about 5-6 of them shots out of a 20 if you're holding the trigger or just even just tap firing at range. You won't hit a lot of them. But the thing is, the Primal does do more damage per second by a good amount. But the thing is, how many of those shots are you going to be able to consistently hit? Let's say, for example, you side grade your Makeshift to a purple scar, which actually isn't that hard to do. The hardest thing is actually getting your hands on a blue Makeshift. And let's say you side grade it, you get yourself a purple scar and play off 100% accuracy. That's just down to skill then. If you 100% accuracy and just abuse it, and it's just down to your aim skill. Maybe it's down to a bit on aim assist with controller, but that's still a skill that you can master. You can still get cracked aim on controller. And with keyboard and mouse players, if you have cracked aim, you need to be abusing the scar, because not a lot of people are going to have a scar by the time endgame comes. Like, they can, but it's kind of like a luck thing where it's like half the lobby might not. And if you have yourself one of those, any of those guns that have 100% accuracy in mid game, you can clean up fights so fast. By that I mean, you can get very far away from people, hit them 3 or 4 times. What are they going to do? They're going to have to heal up, so they box up, which allows you to get closer. When they're healed up, they're going to start re-peeking, and you do the same thing again, and they have to box up and heal, and then you get even closer. It's very good for closing the distances between fights. But like I said, that's for a complete different video. But it does kind of link to why I would use the Makeshift, because when you side grade it, you know you're getting that scar, and that allows you to have that 100% accuracy. But if you're someone who just really genuinely wants to know, is it the Primal or the scar better? I'm being honest with you, the Makeshift is better, because that allows you to get the scar, and the scar is just a better gun. In terms of damage, the scar actually does less damage per second than the gold Primal rifle and the purple Primal rifle. They do the same damage per bullet, but it's just the fire rate that's different, and the bloom, obviously. So I would personally go with the Makeshift rifle, because you can side grade to get that scar, and who doesn't want that scar, you know? Especially when it comes to Storm Surge in tournaments and stuff like that, you're going to want that scar, man. It will save you so much hassle, because then you don't have to go in someone's box to get like Storm Surge. It's so hard to beam people far away just to get 30, 40, 60, whatever damage it is to clean Storm Surge. It's very easy to do that with a scar with 100% accuracy. It's also very easy to do that with a bow. Any of the bows, the flame bow or the stink bow or the dynamite bow, it's really easy to get damage done with them, as well as a jerry can or some, you know, the Molotovs, the fireflies. But look, I'm drifting way too far off. This video I think is about closed. It's about done. It's a quick in and out video. Give you guys as much information as possible. And if you're new here, you know you got to hit that sub button, man. We've been posting videos like just crazy, all this informational stuff. I'm looking to branch out and do a bit more different styles of content, which will be coming in the near future. I just need to wait on a few things to be done. I can't say anything yet, but yeah, it's in the process of being done. And we're gonna have face cams coming next week. I'm pretty sure I've said this in a few videos this week, but face cam came in the stream and the face reveal happened. But it's gonna be an in-depth video talking about when I'm gonna be using the face cam. I'm just waiting on overlays basically. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day, and hope I helped you a bit.